Hello out there in the community. It's Chris. It's a Mad Respect. Coming back to you this week. This week's pre-order came in early this week from the Discount Comic Book Service. These are comics that came out on the 14th of September. Almost in real time. Yeah, well, Monday's a good day to get my comics. It's also a really special book in here that I pre-ordered at the start of the year. And I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on. Uh, Very cool. Looking forward to that. Get into these guys. After party. All right. That's not gonna work out at all. Oh goodness. Decent sized week. All right. First off this week is or Iron Man. This is number 23 of the current series. This is the uh, Beyond Amazing Spider-Man cover. This is by Francis Manipool. I get the the variant cover for all the odd numbered issues. Issue 23, odd. Two more issues in the title. The much maligned Christopher Can't Write Well series, according to some uh, channels. Uh, I can't say I've hated it, but the art's always been pretty decent throughout, and I've always been a good Iron Man fan. His book reboots in December. Maybe I'll take a series off. Just skip every other series of Iron Man and read it in trade from the library. So maybe I'll get the next series in trade. Book number 2 is Mindset number 3 from Vault Comics and Zach Kaplan and John J. Pearson. Looking forward to reading this one. I was okay with issue 1. I really liked issue 2, so I'm hoping issue 3 turns on the gas even more. So I like that. I've been liking that series. Here's the final issue of X-Men House of X-Men 92 House of XCII or 92. This is the A cover because although I got the variants for 1 through 4, they decided not to pull a variant for issue 5. But this is a nice homage to Inferno number 1. So this is the end of the Hickman era. Was Inferno, and looks like this is the end of the Hickman reboot 92 style of the series. That's interesting. Next up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man number 9. This is the Patrick Gleason variant cover. And I hear that Patrick Gleason actually does the interior art on this issue. We'll take a look at that real quick. So that's true. Well, it looks like it. Definitely looks like it. Usually they have a big. There it is. Yep. Patrick Gleason does interior art. This is a Hellfire Gala tie-in, even though Hellfire Gala was in June and is now September. Get with it, Marvel. Why are you so behind on all your tie-ins and storylines? It's weird. Seems like they are. That's a cool Gleason. I picked that because I was hoping for maybe another webhead variant. Nope. Next up, Superman Son of Kal-El. This is issue 15. This concludes the overarching war versus whatever his name is. What is that guy's name? Bob. Not Bob. Thank you, honey. No. There he is. This guy. Bendix. I remember his name finally. This is the end of the Superman and the Revolutionaries versus Bendix storyline. And then the next 3 to 4 issues take place in the Return of Kal-El storyline that begins in Action Comics in October. Here's one I'm looking forward to reading. Is The Bone Orchard Mythos 10,000 Black Feathers by Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. I've read the Passageway and the Free Comic Book Day issue that leads into this. So I'm looking forward to continuing that storyline. And then we have Dark Crisis Worlds Without a Justice League Wonder Woman. This will probably be the worst of the 5 specials because it is, I believe, Ayala. Teeny Howard. It's just whatever. Teeny Howard and Leila Del Duca. I like Leila Del Duca's art on a what was that? Future State miniseries last year, but haven't seen her do any other art since then. And now here she is doing Teeny Howard's Wonder Woman special. It'll probably be unreadable, and it has a backup story by Dan Waters, so that one will probably be worth the price of the admission. Well, I hope. Here is Revealer One Shot from Vault is a movie tie-in. Watch it now on Shudder. I believe this movie came out in August on Shudder. The movie Revealer, movie tie-in from Vault. I'm surprised it actually came out because many Vault titles outside of Mindset here. Uh, let's see, Vault titles that I'm collecting. Uh, Giga, one more to go. Will it ever come out? The Picture of Everything Else. 3 out of 5 have come out. 4 and 5? I don't think we're ever going to see them. Alright, enough digressing on Vault Comics. Here is the Amazing Spider-Man number 9. This is the A cover by John Romita Jr. I'm getting all the John Romita all the John Romita Jr. covers on this series except for number 6, which was a $10 book. I picked the alternate cover on that one. Something is Killing the Children. This is issue number 25. This is the second printing Worthy Deladera cover. And if you've read the issue, you can understand why the dog and the pinned up mask is kind of a tragic image to show. They showed this a creepy uh, second printing on the solicit. If you've read the issue, you know why that image is why this image is creepy. So, and something showing to come comes back in November with number 26. It has an awesome Jenny Frison cutter variant for the first issue. Really excited about that. And hopefully Jenny doesn't do the covers for all 5 parts of the arc like with 21 through 25 because I love Frison. Uh, I prefer just the first part of each arc to have her cover. So this is a second copy of 25. Here we got Dark Spaces Wildfire from IDW, Scott Snyder and Hayden Sherman, hardest working man in comics. This is the B cover by Andrea Sorrentino. Pretty sick. This has been a cool series. But I decided to collect it after all. Here's Venom. This is issue number 10. Is it 10? Yep, issue 10. This is Al Ewing, I believe, is going to write issue 10. Unless it is. Maybe they both wrote it. Maybe Ron writes it as well. It's Al. And Brian Hitch has actually stuck the landing and drawn all 10 issues of Venom so far. It looks like he's continuing to draw it through issue 14 according to solicits. I was considered Hitch a slowish artist, but I guess he can pump it out as far as Venom goes. Which is kind of a shame because his art doesn't really fit the kind of sci-fi horror vibe they were going for with the story in Venom. So kind of doesn't it mismatches. Not a good match. Here's King Spawn. This is issue 14. This one's by Sean Lewis and Thomas Naslick. Uh, Heard good things about this in the reviews last week. Looking forward to taking a look at the art. I said the art's really good inside. I'm gonna have to reread like 11 through 14 on King Spawn because I got behind. Here's Sacrament, issue number 2 from AWA, Peter Milligan, Marcilla Frusin. Really awesome cover. I hear nothing of such happens in the issue, but it's fine. I enjoyed the first issue. We'll see how it continues. The Silver Coin, issue 14. This one is by Pornsak Pichote. and drawn as usual by Michael Wallace. Pornsak Kuchete uh, did Infidel horror title from Image a few years back, and then The Good Asian last year, which I've read half of. I enjoyed The Good Asian. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed Infidel a lot. Infidel was really good. See how I like his Silver Coin issue. It's getting mixed reviews online. A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance, issue 11. This is by Rick Remender and Andre Lima Araujo. This is the final issue. It looks like the little boy character who we got to know via the series has grown up and looks like he's a police officer now, possibly. Looks like a flash forward for the end of the series, the final issue. Really enjoyed that series. Uh, Check out the trade because it definitely was written for the trade. Here is True Cult #2. This is cover C. Not entirely sure of the cover artist, but I'm collecting cover C's on True Cult issue 2 from IDW. It's the second of 5, 6 new series that IDW Originals is doing. Here is Future State Gotham #17, the penultimate issue. So this is by Dennis Culver and Joffo. Continuing on the art here. It's the War of the Batman. War of the Batman. One more issue to go on Future State Gotham. Nice, that looking one. This is Batman versus Robin #1. This is by Mark Waid and uh, Mahmoud Asrar. I mean, I liked Mahmoud's art on All New, All Different Avengers back then, but I haven't seen him do any art since, pretty much. This is the variant cover by Steve Beach. The coolest thing cover from the illustrator is the last floppy of the week is X-Men Red. This is issue #6. I know it's written by Al Ewing. Not sure who's on the art. Probably still not the guy who started the series, but this is the last of 6 Araco variants by Torian Clark. The next couple issues, I think 7 has just an A cover, and I'm not sure about 8. But then, according to the solicits I read today for December, issue 9 will return to the Araco Torian Clark variant, so I'm happy to see that. And the last part of my pre-order for this week, I ordered this probably in March. Originally it was slated for the middle of July, and it finally came out, I believe, second week of August, and finally in my hand here on the 20th of 20th of September. Here's the Razorblades Omnibus Volume 1. It says the horror magazine. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the full magazine size. This is a normal deluxe hardcover omnibus size. But it's pretty cool. I remember hearing about this when it originally came out. I don't know if I can't remember if it was a Kickstarter or just like a limited drop where you had to order it on a certain day, and then after that day it went out of print and you could only order it digitally. And then the following issues, I couldn't figure out how to get my hands on them either, so I forgot about it for a while. Uh, so, but now here I have it. I finally get to read it. Image took care of it for James Tynion. This is from Tiny Onion Studios. James Tynion is the mastermind behind Razorblades, along with Steve Fox, I believe, is the other co-creator, and it has several different creative teams all throughout the book, and like an interview with Scott Snyder and all sorts of other nice goodness. Sorry, I keep getting my monitor flash on it. So I'll show the cover off. Scary looking woman in the bed with the arms coming off. And they had like a little 1-page preview of this in an issue of The Closet, I think. And it showed like a family walking into their house, and then it showed like 3 looking demon looking things. And then there's 2 bigger ones, and then a little one says, "Start with the children." And that's so sick and disturbing that I know I'm gonna at least enjoy that story in here. I assume that was one of the tiny stories in here. And I guess the month this was supposed to come out, there was also a 1 in 10 Razorblades small cuts floppy special that I would have had to pay like $30 for. Uh, so I didn't end up getting that, but that was just the whatever the James Tiny material that shows up in here. They sliced it up and put it as a one shot floppy comic. I might buy it on eBay someday if I like those stories in here. But okay, that's this week. Next week is absolutely swollen. I think I got like 22 books on the pre-order out of a possible. I think 30 books came out next week or day after tomorrow that I pre-ordered. Uh, and then on top of that, a few books. The issue of Axe, Immortal X-Men, and finally Department of Truth number 20. They've added to my pre-order for next week. Those all were swapped out of my orders. So far, no sign of Moon Knight. Uh, no sign of September's Moon Knight. No sign of Blink number 2. Blink number 3 is technically in my pre-order that's coming. The package is preparing for shipment, but until it actually ships, I won't actually believe that Blink number 3 is in there. And same goes for Bloodshot Unleashed number 1, which is Dennis Camp and John Davis Hunt. It got good reviews today on a video I watched for comic reviews. One guy just hated it, and the other guy loved it. So usually they either both love or hate a comic, but this time there's definitely a split down the middle. One loved, one hated it. I really hope I do get that, but since Valiant seems to be going out of business, same as Oni, I'm hoping that tomorrow when the package goes from preparing for shipment to gets its tracking number, I hope that Blink number 3 and Bloodshot Unleashed stay in the order. But for this week, X Men Legends didn't end up in my shipment. Carnage didn't end up in my shipment. And like I said, still waiting on Moon Knight. Still waiting on Blink number 2. I don't think I'm going to get it. But if 3 ships, then I'll buy a copy of 2 on eBay. Or maybe I'll just wait until 3, 4, and 5 actually sure I'm going to get them. And then I'll go back and get 2 and then read it all at once or something. But enough of blathering on. Thank you for watching the video this week. Uh, Probably not going to be too much more content other than my next unboxing next week because I got the new Stephen King at the library today. I'm going to spend however much time it takes over the next 3 to 4 days plowing through that because I really put my mind to the new Stephen King work. I did read a couple novels. Uh, I read a couple books by a woman called Elaine Murphy, which is kind of funny and ironic because my wife's name is also E. Murphy. Uh, so pretty much practically the same name, but it's basically like a female-centric version of like the Dexter thing, like a serial killer and then their family and how they deal with that sort of thing. It reminded me a lot of Dexter, except with females. And they said they were novels of suspense, but there wasn't actually that much suspense. Traveler is in the video again this week. Here he is. You boy, he's in your house. Hey, get in the video. And then the other one was the Paul Bearers Club by Paul Tremblay. It was an interesting take on the vampire novel. It was written as a form of like a boy's memoir from when he was a teen and met this female vampire all the way up until right before his death in his like mid to late 40s. And then the vampire girl gets a copy of this manuscript, and you get to see her annotations written in pen all throughout his memoir, which she then writes off as a novel. And then she writes the little afterword in the back, which alludes to the fact that she was this kind of psychic vampire the whole time. And then his wish was that he would not come back and be a vampire like her, so she eats his heart at the end. So, but it's kind of vague, so it kind of leaves it up to you to decide whether she was or wasn't a vampire. But it was an interesting story, and I wish this cat could leave me alone. Anyway, that's enough for me this week. Take care, everybody. We'll catch you in the next video. Uh, I hope you enjoy your books. Leave a comment downstairs, down below about these books if you've read anything this week. What you thought of any of these books. But definitely check out Righteous Fist for Vengeance. They'll probably put it out as one thick trade with all 11 issues, I think. Can't remember if they did a volume 1 with like 1 through 5. But that'd be cool. I know that the other book, Chip Zdarsky, what is it? It's the one about the detective. Chip Zdarsky with the detective with the art from Texas Blood. God, why can't I remember anything for 10 seconds? Brubaker? No, that's Ed Brubaker. Whatever. It's a man's name is the title of the series. They put all 8 issues of that as one trade as opposed to like 2 trades. But I think they did 2 trades for Righteous Thirst. But that's my pick of this box. Everyone should read that. Anyway, and if anyone remembers the name of the Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips detective series that ran 8 issues and is supposedly coming back. Supposedly it was going to come back this fall, but now I have solicitations through December, and it isn't back. So maybe come back for 2023. Looking forward to Vanish next week. That's going to be awesome. I hear. Uh, Cates and Stegman. Looks like it's going to be awesome. And I'm looking forward to what is the other book coming out next week? Looking forward to a lot of books next week. But we'll read them then. We'll talk about them then. Everybody take care. And if I can turn this off without being totally eaten alive by my cat. All right. Have a good day, guys.